Hello everyone and welcome to Jurassic World. Today we're going to be taking a look at the motion comics released around the same time Fallen Kingdom came out. These videos are 5 years old at the time of me recording this video. They were neat. They just kind of stopped at 4 and didn't really take the story any further. And that's a shame. But we're going to take a look at them, watch them together, and I'll give my commentary and my thoughts. Let's get started, shall we? A rising tide.
A dire warning indeed from Dr. Ian Malcolm. Protests are still raging outside the Capitol as many concerned citizens fight for dinosaur rights, while others... We have breaking news from Oahu's North Shore. Bo Kalani from our Oahu affiliate has more. Bo?
Well, Rebecca, we were covering today's big wave surfing competition when suddenly all... Sir, can you tell me what happened?
It was, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. This guy was just like surfing 1 second and then...
People say they saw some sort of submarine or whale or...
Dude, that was no sub or whale.
But what else could it have been?
I've surfed these beaches all my life. That was some kind of, I don't know.
Move! We're evacuating the area!
Don't need to tell me twice. Later!
Well, no one can...
The guy had on a Jaws shirt. I do wish that we had spent more time in the world of Jurassic post Fallen Kingdom, because you had the dinosaur protection group, you had the government saying that it wasn't going to get involved, you had the animals spreading across the globe. It was just absolute chaos. People were trying to champion for the rights of the animals to exist. The government said they didn't want to get involved in what was a little more than a private enterprise, and the animals were technically property of the company that made them, and they didn't inherently have any rights. Which is funny because that mirrors the nonsense you would see in our world, honestly. That's exactly how our crappy government would handle it.
can seem to get a handle on what we're dealing with here. A military invasion, a genetic anomaly, what? What?
Bo? We'll try to get more information from Oahu as soon as possible. Based on the footage shown earlier, as well as dozens of social media posts from Oahu's North Shore, experts believe the large mass seen in the waves was, in fact, a mosasaurus. The mosasaurus was a featured attraction at Jurassic World just a few years ago. That would mean this creature traveled nearly 5,000 miles from what was supposedly a secure location at Isla Nublar. And at 15 tons, or 30,000 pounds, it will not be easy to subdue. Our team will have more on this breaking story next hour. I'm Rebecca Ryan.
Mom?
Hi, honey. Put your father on the phone.
Hey, babe. Quite the story.
Yeah, well, I'm not really sure what it all means. Can you maybe keep the kids from scouring the web until I get home?
Already on it.
What's wrong with the kids scouring the web? What do you mean you don't know what it means? It means that the mosasaur got out and is now freely roaming the Pacific Ocean, which is terrifying.
We'll see you soon.
Dinosaur crossing.
I wish we could see a dinosaur.
We've seen enough on the news the past few weeks, honey.
Yeah, I'm good seeing them online.
I want to see. Whoa.
See, this was such an interesting period, and we didn't really get to spend any time there. Camp Cretaceous took place on the island while the events were happening in Jurassic World, and then the kids were stuck on the island the whole time. We got to see a little bit of post globalization after chaos theory started, but they didn't linger on it too much. They also filmed a lot of little clips that we'll look at in another video eventually, showing the dinosaurs like here in the States and around the world. Now, Dominion touched on that too. You know, they were in Malta and they had other locations where the animals were like interfering with human settlements and everyday life. But this would be a huge phenomenon. And it was something that was touched on in the novels as well. So, you know, the detractors who were complaining back after Fallen Kingdom came out and then Dominion came out saying it was not realistic, it wasn't how Crichton envisioned. Yes, it is. It's exactly what those novels were about. He was warning that it's you've opened Pandora's box with genetic engineering, and like Dominion said, it doesn't just stop with the dinosaurs. You know, they've built a whole world. It's just I really feel that we could have spent more time with this stuff, you know?
Well, I bet that would result in some serious turbulence.
Awesome. Bad day at work for those guys. Hey!
Mom!
That's enough. You two finish your breakfast. We need to get moving.
Don't worry, pal. I'm sure I'll get a call one of these days. I'll tell you all about it.
Lucky?
Please don't encourage this.
See you guys later. Yes. On my way. Oh, man.
Whoa! Yeah, you're not going to be able to move that truck easy. That's the Triceratops and the Ankylosaurus.
Come on, come on!
Now, if you play Jurassic World Evolution, or more accurately, Jurassic World Evolution 2, it kind of tells you, it kind of gives you an idea of what would happen, or what happened post Fallen Kingdom. You know, they were trying to capture as many of the escaped animals as they could. They were setting up pens and cages and isolated areas that were reserved to house the animals, but you see that at the beginning of Dominion, you kind of see that it's not going so well. People are abusing these animals. There are black markets popping up everywhere. People buying, selling, not even the live animals themselves, the eggs, bones, body parts, because they can be used, you know, in laboratories to extract DNA. Companies can get a hold of it and start their own projects. That's what happened with Biosyn. They were, at this point, they were, you know, they were working on their own projects of de-extinction and whatnot. So it's just become a global phenomenon at this point. And these little motion comics were kind of little pseudo commercials for the toy line at the time. But I do wish they'd kept it going. Well, you'll see when we get to part 4 where it just ends. Roar that rules it all.
Well, that was a mess to clean up this morning.
Yeah. Don't know what those cats ate yesterday, but... Whoa. Grab the trade rifles. Let's go.
Emergency response. This is Rachel in the lion habitat. We've got a code red here. I repeat, a code red. Over.
We've got a team en route. Do you need an ambulance? Over.
Probably. Over.
I'm gonna need some more information.
It's a dinosaur. Over.
Did you say a dinosaur? Over.
Is Air en route?
Yes, sir.
We're evidently not the first to have spotted our uninvited guests.
Now, what in the world purpose was that supposed to serve? Wait, what?
We need to get some control here.
Not sure how much control we'll get, but I'll take anything right now.
See if those birds can force it down into the ravine and get it away from the population. We're gonna need to requisition a few more TIR systems.
We'll continue to track sightings of the T-Rex. We have some breaking news of a possible dino encounter in Nevada. Let's go to our affiliate in Las Vegas. Juliet?
Hi, Rebecca. I've just rushed over from an event, as I had to see this for myself. They've become quite the tourist attraction.
Thanks, Juliet.
Authorities are trying to confirm if these are the same pteranodon that were seen diving into Lake Mead earlier this week. And
No, it's just the other ones that, you know, casually live around the area.
we have some eyewitness footage from Las Vegas.
Well, they had to show the people landing in water. They couldn't. I guess they had to dumb it down for general audiences. A lot of people died. I'm sorry. A lot of people died in the Jurassic series. And while I don't necessarily think it needs to be blood and gore and violence for the sake of blood, gore, and violence, dumbing it down for the kiddies is not something I'm a huge fan of, because the films themselves have always been PG-13. And I don't see why you need to dumb it down like that. Well, they are using these as a toy commercial. Sometimes I forget that I get wrapped up, you know, being a fanboy and stuff, but it's annoying.
We can confirm that the flying creatures just spotted over the Vegas Strip are in fact pteranodons and are extremely dangerous. We'll continue to report on dinosaur sightings around the world.
Dinosaur territory. Proceed with caution.
I'm Rebecca Ryan, live at Big Rock National Park, where the U.S. Department of Wildlife continues to investigate the aftermath of a Nasutoceratops and Allosaurus battle. A local family did witness the battle, but fortunately, nobody was hurt.
Now that video is available on the official Jurassic World YouTube channel. It's called Battle at Big Rock. It's a short movie. And in the movie, it shows these two showing up at a campsite where there are families there. They kind of have it out. It's very short. I don't remember the runtime off the top of my head. I tried to cover it back in the day, but you know, they threw a hissy fit over the copyright on it. So if I do cover it, it'll have to be done in a very specific way. But anytime I do see people talk about the Jurassic Park timeline and the canon for the films, they do include Battle at Big Rock because it, you know, is technically part of the film series. It's just not a feature-length film, but it is something that I do highly recommend everybody check out. It's really good.
Authorities continue to track the Allosaurus, and we will update you as we know more. This is Rebecca Ryan, live from Big Rock National Park. Thanks, Bill. I know I should be used to this by now, but it still seems surreal.
Yeah, well, my kids are a little too used to it, if you ask me. Keep talking about getting an herbivore for a pet.
Be right there.
Hey, babe.
Bex, you gotta move! Whoa! Whoa!
Guys? Guys, I can barely hear you.
Evacuate this area immediately. Repeat, evacuate immediately.
Bex, you gotta move now. I'm getting reports of an Allosaurus headed your way. Bex!
Run! Run!
I don't know why it's so mad, but it came in charging.
Bex?
I'm here!
Bex!
And there you have it. That is the 4 episodes for the motion comics. I covered them on the original playlist before I decided to redo this whole playlist for quality assurance purposes. Yeah, I kind of wish they did more little projects like that. I wish they'd spent more time in that era. We moved so quickly through Fallen Kingdom and into Dominion, and then Dominion got so muddled, you know, with the pandemic and everything. So I don't know, but I guess none of that matters now because we're entering Rebirth territory, and I think it's kind of going to take the franchise in another direction. And like I said in another video, I do like the fact that the franchise seems to be, you know, going through different stages of evolution and going here, there, and yonder, as it were. And I like it. I like the way that our beloved, you know, dinos are turning out with this series. But there's still so much for us to look at and go over. It's going to take so long. And God, I wish I had a better face cam for you guys instead of this blurry piece of junk. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. Follow me on Blue Sky to stay up to date. And I'll see you in the next one. See you, folks.